Generally, what people in your kind of position, Greg, will do is they've had a lot of students that have come through their programs that end up actually wanting to work for the teacher, the mentor in this case. And I'm honestly kind of shocked that as like a done with you or a done for you component in terms of AOV, that you don't consider something that's like ten to $25,000 that takes some of your successful student base as an example, who I'm sure actively would love the opportunity to work with you and coach people too. There's likely a lot of people inside of your existing buyer base that would love to literally do what you do, but would never actually do it, and therefore would love low thousands to tens of thousands a month for you to make hundreds of thousands off of what they do, if not a full another million a month, especially given the quantity of people that you've sold to at this point over 5 years. You can sell something that's like $10,000 to $25,000 that's just a done with you, like an actual done with you component or a done for you component. Especially given what I had talked about, that there's a guy right now in Jeremy's inner circle charging $25,000. And when I say done for you, by no means is he like purchasing a property on behalf of the student and then, retitling it over to the student. He's just teeing the deal up to the point where like the negotiations get done, the offers get made, gets it all the way to the point where the other guys just got to be the money. So if you can build like a little CSM workforce essentially from your active student community of people that are actually good, and you cut them in on a certain percentage of the deal, I know with certainty what your brain actively thinks is, just like with salespeople, well, I don't really want to give a percentage of revenue to somebody else, especially if they're already a buyer of mine, that I could have captured all that revenue instead of just 90% or 80% of it. But I'm telling you that 80 to 90% doesn't exist right now.
Right.
It'd make more sense to have a CSM team in this case that you treat as technically upsell salespeople that also fulfill, and you determine how many customers per person per month they can actually handle. I think you'd fucking kill it with a done with you or done for you offer. That's a lot more than what you're charging right now. And as an example of another front door, there's likely another demographic out there that's just been sitting here watching this entire time that's just like,
But also,
I don't want to learn this shit myself. Like, I'd rather either partner with Greg on deals, or I'd rather pay Greg to just tee him up to the point where I can just be the money. I think you'd have a lot of success with that, and open a lot of revenue potential for you as well here in this case. So you wouldn't have to dive super deep on that, but I just want you to kind of keep that in the back of your mind after you get through this and you solve the front end again. Just remember, technically, without exaggeration, you've probably missed out on 50% of the revenue that you could have had per month if you just would have done this earlier on, or were already having success. So when you recover from this problem, don't be the person, especially the rich dude, that doesn't throw the necessary resources at continuing to expand on the overall revenue. There's a mastermind talk I was just telling you about last night on the phone, where I'd said we had these two guys in the group that hit 5 mil a month, and they got up and this whole screen was full of a slide with a timeline from left to right of their customers' financial journey, from where they were at in their financial progress in life. And they had offer, not just one offer, like it was like a burger across the entire screen of offers that they had at all these different stages of this person's journey, that were the three variations of do it yourself, done with you, done for you, just helping people get richer and overall just invest their money and diversify.
yeah.
You're missing that right now. Like right now, you're just helping people with essentially getting started, and like that's the end of the conveyor belt, and that's it. You have to be able to map successfully, like, okay, at a certain stage, this makes sense to upsell them straight away. Like sell them the boob job, like we talked about with the cars, get them the exhaust, the rims, and whatever other little modifications they want. But from there, you got to track, like, when are they actually, like, when did they get their first property? When did they get a couple prop? When did they hit a certain milestone in cash flow? Did they sustain trying for a certain amount of time and then fail? And then therefore you can step in and sell them like another way to potentially get it done? Is that because the desire for the outcome never dies.